Welcome back, this is Skip Vogel with Duke Nukem 3D Atomic Edition, Episode 4.
We've got a new problem here. This video
And this part is not part of the time, but we're playing for the part-time, so be prepared to hurry up. It's impossible. Well, that's a great start. Alright, so we just go in through the front. Few enemies need to die, and then we go to the bathroom where we find a keycard. There's also a ripper here which we grab quickly. Now we go into the room where we use the blue keycard to get the red keycard. We need to enter the combination, unlock a barrier and pick up the red key card, and then we go to this little side room and where there is a shotgun behind the podium there, so that's why I have it now. Need to kill a bunch of enemies or they would have killed me. Alright, so we go down where we can use the red key card. Let the drones take care of themselves. Pick up these pipe bombs and then throw it in there. We have to get out of here because everything is gonna blow sky high. So now we can return. Use some more pipe bombs. Take care of the enemies, because the enemies really have to die at this particular moment. So after the enemies are dead, we push that button over there, and that will rise up 4 more buttons, and we need to get the right combination. Then we can flip the switch, and that will unlock the safe door. Very complicated way of protecting things, but it didn't stop me. So here this switch will open the door that goes out of here, and then we have a Get Smart like set of doors, an elevator in the phone. We need to blow up another crack because the door doesn't open, and then just run for the exit. Duke Burger. So the first thing we gotta do is find ourselves a blue key card and a shrink ray, and it is right here hidden. Then we go back and use the key card to get into the Duke Burger restaurant. I don't want to eat here, that's for sure. Now we're going to shrink ourselves to get behind, and that means that everybody will step on us. So to avoid that, we need to throw in a bunch of pipe bombs. Everybody seems to be dead, so now we can go to the back, where a new beast, I like to call them that way. I think they're called protector drones or something, I don't know. To me it is the new beast. It's trying to kill us, but we just get the hell out of there. So now we're at the back and we need the red key card, and that is right here. I didn't even see it, but it is there and I picked it up. There are a bunch of trip mines that appear when you get here. So that is something to be careful of. You cannot get in there unless you break both of these air ducts, which is kind of weird. The enemy is being eaten by those slimers. Good. Everybody dead. So we go up here where the dogs are held, which is where the meat comes from. And in this room there is a switch that opens the way to the exit. The enemies are getting in the way, making it impossible to flip a switch. I just want to flip a switch, why are you standing in my way? Well, they're standing in my way. And then I push the exit. And I go back after I do that, so that I don't get killed while waiting for the exit sequence. Okay, then we have a level that I play on skill 1. The reason for that is that there is not enough ammo to take care of all the enemies in the level itself. So yeah, I felt forced to do so. Alright, so we get the blue keycard and go in here. Then in this room, this back room, is a yellow keycard. And we want the RPG, so we go on top of these things, these cabinets, whatever they're called. Now inside this room that opens with the yellow keycard is a captain. Because of his dangerous rockets, we do kill some other enemies too. He just doesn't want to die, does he? So then we have to shoot a button that's in the ceiling, so we can continue and unlock the manager's office. There's also a turret right above us that can really get you. Then another combination of buttons and little tricks. Yep, I got it, it's all timed, to get the red key card. With the red key card we get access to this baggage handling thing place, I don't know, it's not baggage, no. It's more like a warehouse kind of thing. So we need to kill a couple of enemies. And then we can push the button that gives us the controls of those crushers. Why do they have these crushers? What kind of construction is that? Nope, doesn't work this way. We have to try again, and you don't see them, so you never know if it's okay. But whatever, we're out of there. Beyblade. First thing we gotta do is push a button to unlock the entrance. So then we can go in, and we have to make it up there, so we can cross here by a couple of jumps. A long jump, a short jump, and another long jump. We need to push these 3 buttons to unlock access to the decap ride. Now there are 3 buttons here that all need to be pressed to lower the column in the middle, and that will reveal the blue key card. There are some enemies who are trying to stop me from pushing buttons. That is not wise, because that's the kind of thing that will get you killed. You don't actually have to be on top there, you can shoot them from a distance. It's a little bit tricky to climb on these moving objects. but eventually I managed to do it. Yeah, there's a pig standing in the way and I don't care about him, so I just jump over him. Okay, the next area we need to go in, and that is the shooting gallery. Yep, there are here 5 targets and we need to shoot 2 of them at the same time. So it works as a combination block, as we see all over the place. First time I did this, oh boy, I spent a lot of time not figuring out what you're supposed to do. Anyway, it opens up that prize pickup place, and then you can get the red key card, which gives you access to the next ride, which is Babes of the Caribbean. It's very well made. It looks very good. So, we don't wait for the vehicles, we just run, pick up some boots, and then we have to take care of that Battle Lord, or he will kill us. Most of our strategy is to just run past all the enemies. If you run fast enough, they cannot hit you. Okay, we can go up here. We can't go up at an earlier space. Why not? I don't know. But that's the way it's designed. So we open up the button, which, we push the button. We open up that gate over there. Now we do close the gate, but you don't actually have to do that, because you can jump the gap. So we go on top of the wall and just make our way to this door. Flip the switches to get access to the back. And the rest is pretty straightforward. Yeah, keep running. They shrink us, whatever, we'll just use it to pass everybody. And here is the exit, which we flip, and that means finished. Pigsty, the one with the secret exit. Now what we do is we pick up pipe bombs and blow this manhole, go into it. This door with the blue key is actually open, and that's good because we need to go in to get the blue key, which is right down here. The blue key unlocks some more than just these, namely downstairs here, where there is a captain, so we have to be careful, and there is the red key. With the red key we can go back up to open the room where we can find the yellow key. And again there is a captain who managed to do us some damage, but real man just walked it off. So I closed the door behind me after using the yellow key, and that stops the other enemies from causing damage to me. Now here is again a Battle Lord and a bunch of new beasts, and that is pretty tough. I didn't actually kill him, but that's okay. Open the portrait and then exit with very low health. And we are 51. Another level I done at difficulty 1. And that is because I just cannot do it in one go at normal difficulty. One of the problems is all these tanks, and yes, maybe I should just manually push the button at the back of those tanks, because that will explode them. Still, it's a very dangerous strategy. Anyway, we went in through that vent, got the blue key, and now we have to deal with those tanks. We don't actually destroy them, but we manage to pass them. So we unlock this one, go down, get the medical kit. I could use that. And go down some more. Both drops take damage. Now there are two switches and I open both of them because we don't have time to, well, do it slowly. Push a button to lower the pillar and then we can get the keycard from it. So here we have to use the red keycard and go in the teleporter, which gets us to the area where we can get the yellow keycard. And then just get out of there before the captains will make things harder for us. We unlock the elevator and I was not supposed to send it down, but I did. I go completely on the left side because I want the Battle Lord to stay on the left side, so he's nicely shooting in the wall and not in me. That's just a personal preference. So now I need to enter the combination. Well, I better memorize that, which I did. Oh, I forgot to flip the switch again. Yeah. Flip the lounge switches and we can exit. Going postal. We grab the pipe bombs and we go into the post office. We go behind the service desk there and flip a switch so that we can go into the mail chutes, doesn't matter which one. We need to take care of some enemies here, and when we go up they already open the door, so we need to take care of them. Now there is a new beast in our way, we have to kill him, and there is a pig waiting for us here. Here is the blue key. Which brings us to the sorting area. There are a lot of these belts and we work on them. And then inside here we work on some more belts, and that is where we can find the red key cards, which gets us out of the building and to the back. Most enemies are ignored and one of them was being eaten, but that was not my problem. So a lot of enemies are spawning in now, and there are two buttons that you can push which activate a really big explosion below. We don't need to kill all the enemies. Just grab the yellow key cards and get out of there. Another problem solved. XXX Stacy, a porn movie company. Now, what do? We get into the building. That's pretty straightforward. And then we just get the key cards. Again, kind of straightforward. They could shoot those cylinders and then you are pretty much dead. Anyway, we use the keycard and go into the comedy club there. Through the window. When do we ever go to a door? Oh, right now. Now here is the red key. We have to flip a switch so that the water level will rise. And then we can go to the exit using the red key and simply exit the level. In critical mass, everything explodes behind you. First we go inside the building. We go up the stairs, open the door, and things start to blow up on us. We do have to wait a little while for this door to close, and then this other door will open. Shoot the air duct, go down, flip a switch and get out of there. The enemies will be killed because that crushes as well. So here we went in to trigger the process, then go back to get the health, and then go to the door. The door wasn't open yet, but opened a few seconds afterwards. Now we do need to kill some enemies or they will kill us. It's kill or be killed. Now in the room to our left is the blue key card, and that's where we have to go next. They don't take a lot of damage from those explosions. But here's the blue key card. I could use some health. Yeah. Better. Much better. Use the blue key card and we go into the water here. All three switches need to be turned. The pillars will rise and the red key card will show up. As soon as it's there, we pick it up and we get out of there. Enemies are still trying to kill us, but we managed to do it. So we can go to the yellow key door, and yeah, these enemies need to be killed. Now, if they manage to shrink you, you can use the steroids. So we pick up the red key card, unlock this door, and again we have to wait a little while, and that's why we kill the enemies here. But not all of them, because as soon as the doors open, we get out of there. And that is where the exit is. Simply go towards it and flip it. Derelict. That's a tough one. We have to get on board, and the only way to do that without a jetpack is to go in this red area and have the crane pick us up. So we have to go on the middle part and make a jump over here, and then we can go on the left or on the right through the window. That's the only way to make it in. There are doors, but they are locked from the inside. So the first thing we do is we go up. We need a key card from the steering hut, which is right next to us, but we do kill some enemies for survival reasons. A bunch of new beasts are waiting for us. One of them died. So we flip a switch here, which opens the way in these ducts there, and we'll get into it a little later. So now we go down and use the blue key cards to unlock an elevator. We need to wait for the elevator, and that gives us a perfect time to go and pick up a ripper. So the elevator is going now, and the atomic health is inside, which has been opened by the switch before. So we go down, and then we need to go to the captain's quarters, where you can find the red key card. The captain is really annoying me, because he keeps getting in my way, and for that he needs to die. He also managed to do me a lot of damage. Luckily we have an RPG. Not smart of him, but hey. So we use the red keycard here, and then we go at the back because there's Ripper ammo. And here's a little boy who has a gun. Well, I do take a lot of damage from him, but I just quickly grab the yellow keycard. Which we can use right here. First we have another one of those. Pesky captains. Now this is kind of tricky because everybody is pushing you around. I just want to go on the edge and then jump over. You need the boots and you need to be quick no matter what you do, because the boots are really going down quickly, and I actually still took damage from the poisonous water. The door on this side is closed, so we have to go to the other side, and of course some new beasts are there, so picking up a couple of crates of ammo is a good thing. But then we finally made it. There is the door. And we go to the middle and just jump into the water. Yeah. And that means we don't have to worry about the Battle Lord. We can flip the exit switch and that's it. And we get to the final level. The Queen. Yeah, the Queen is a pretty big level and it does take me a lot of time to do so. The first thing to do is flip 2 of the 3 switches, the outside ones, to unlock one of the 2 halves of this particular level. There are 2 halves that are each other's mirror image, and then of course in the middle we have to fight with the Queen. We need to do the 2 halves, each one allows us to disable part of the barrier that leads to the Queen, and it also gets you the yellow key card. But that's for later. We definitely need the diving gear here. Now I go through the back in a secret. I think that is the best way to go through it. It's definitely not the only way, but we do need to kill some enemies, because we are gonna fight a Battle Lord in here. We don't activate the Battle Lord just yet. We go into the water here, flip one switch, push a button, the switch unlocks the button, and then go out the front. We do everything backwards, right? So, now we can go into the water to go through the crushers, where we can find the first keycard we need. I make sure I use as little diving gear as I can. Scuba gear. Yeah, he is hitting me. I guess we'll have to just accept that. Because otherwise you can actually run out of scuba gear when you have to deal with the Queen. I had that the first time I played it, and that was very problematic. I don't understand why they didn't put extra scuba gear at the beginning of the Queen area. Anyway, this Battle Lord is dead. So we can use the keycard and unlock one of the barriers. Then we can go to the other half. Again, we have to flip 2 switches out of 3, not the same ones. Which will unlock access to it. The process is pretty much the same. We first go to the back, And again, through the secret, attacking the enemies from behind. That's how I roll. That one definitely need to die because he will kill me. Again, we go in the water, flip the switch, and push the button. So then we can make it through the front and go into the water on the side.
Hail to the king, baby.
So here we go into the water, nice and close to another set of crushers. We have to be careful, we don't want to be squished. And then wait for the grey opening. And it just passed me by. Nothing I can do about that. So we have the red keycard. Again, the grey opening just passed. Still being attacked by these irritating octobrains. Anyway, we go back in and kill the other battle lord. Ready for it. But he thinks, you know what, I like hiding behind the wall. I like hiding. You pansy. So I have to move to a different position to get him from. Didn't save him though. So we did both halves. Then we get the key card and we can unlock the other barrier, the other half of the barrier. Now most enemies are taken care of here. So I use the key card and I go into it. The boots go down really fast, and in fact they are down before you reach the end. Again, little imperfection in the design, if you ask me. Because I'm already running, so you cannot go faster than that. Now time to take care of this bitch. I stay at the top, because when you're at the top, those jumping new beasts cannot reach you. But those octobrains, they are a pest and they do need to die before I take care of this bitch. It's time to abort your entire species. Finally, I got the second octobrain. Didn't really go according to plan, but you can't always get it all right. The bitch should be almost dead. It's hard to take a good position. And I keep missing a lot of my rockets too. Luckily I have a lot of rockets. Yeah, walking towards me, that is a problem. And now I have to delay because I got shrunk. It may delay your death, but it's not gonna avoid it. You're dead, Queen. You're dead. And that was the end. So, pigsty, normal exit. Pretty much the same thing. We get the key card, the blue key card, and we go down. You pick up the red key here, go back up where we can use the red key to get the yellow key, and the yellow key gets us into the courtroom. It's pretty straightforward, as long as there weren't that many enemies constantly shooting. Yep, we can get in here. We do have a switch to flip over there, and that's why the Battle Lord is in the way. But as soon as he leaves, we go there, flip the switch, panel opens for the jury room, and we can exit. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again next time.